Namaste ji. Today now we discuss the characteristics of first house in astrology. If you like this information, please like, share this video and subscribe my channel. Characteristics of first house. Elements of boldness and virtues of honesty, loyalty and behavior with people of all ages and categories, not excluding your addictive tendencies, are displayed here. The first house also talk about sexual competence, incompetence, and the possibilities of frigidity in females, whether physical or psychological. It is easy to find out if you are honest or secretive, or if your maturity shows through your behavior and appearance, fussy about food, or a quick eater or nibbler. Your first house in the birth chart gives you away your sense of fashion and your present overall look. It divulges your true personality traits. As you are conservative person or liberal to the hilt or somewhere in the golden middle between the two. Yes, the first house is the right place to consult in the birth chart. Your mental facilities in intuition and expressions, both verbal and non-verbal, can be found from the first house of the chart. Whether you are managing a systematic and orderly lifestyle or not as understood by the study of first house, the ability to be human, the trait of dignity and courage on all three levels of thoughts, words, and deeds are revealed by this house. It shows to what level you exercise patience in a situation that calls for restraint. It tells beforehand if your disposition is pompous and extravagant. Humor, mongering, tendency are also easy to spot in the first house of your horoscope. It represents your talents. If you are an orator and display the required guts in facing a huge crowd for rendering a public speech or just shy and nervous on stage, you should know it by assessing the first house in the natal chart. The first house in the Kundali showcases your sense of cleanliness and your coloring and drawing, painting abilities. It shows your ability for leadership or the lack of it, but it also indicates if you can take the initiatives, prefer doing just what is told, or have certain traits of lethargy in you. Not only this, but the study of the first house in the horoscope can also reveal the creative ability, gardening, and hobbies of the intellectual kind. It tells about your relationship. You can know all about the paternal and maternal grandfathers by looking at the first house because his impression on your looks. It also shows your spouse partner in adultery. Suppose You have given the impression that you dominate the opposite gender in your interactions. In that case, it is the first house in the natal chart responsible for this. It also leaves detail about your younger brother and sister of son in law and daughter in law. The tendency to dominate orgies is understood by studying. The first house gives a clues about your overall health. Refer to the first house in your Lagna chart for anything regarding skin infections in the face and alopecia, disfigurement due to natural reasons or accidents. The order of the body and the reaction from your spouse towards it are known by this house itself. Insanity, whether it borders on violence or depressions, is revealed by the first house in your kundli. It foretells if you are likely to have a hunchback or some deformity in your limbs. It also points to the after effect of diseases and the chances of epilepsy. It can judge if you are determined to be obese or lean. The first house governs self identity, physical appearance, and the persona, the outward we wear to navigate external life while concealing deeper psychological realities. Deborah holding emphasizes its traditional role as the foundation of vitality and character, where the ascendant sign influences temperament and health. Dane Rudhyar described it as the emergence of consciousness, symbolizing the individual's first reaction with the external world. Stephen Arroyo sees it as the lens through which we approach life's challenges, reflecting our initial reactions and self image. The first house is where our journey of life begins and also where it completes. The first house is the foundation of all houses. It is where our story begins. The first house is strongly influenced by the rising sun climbing over the eastern horizon at the moment of your birth. The ascendant sign rules the roost and adds spice and flavors to our self concept. The first house is connected to themes around who we are, what we will become, and how to use our unique strengths to reach our fullest potential. The first house has long marked the first steps of life's journey and is a marker of your personal vitality and vigor in approach to life. Ancient astrologers believes the rising sign at the exact moment of birth played a major role in determining who you were when it came to basic sensibilities and set up the flow of the entire chart to came. Influence on the self. A planet located in the first house has a direct impact on the individual self, physical appearance, personality, and overall outlook on life, relationships, and interaction. The placement of a planet in the first house can govern the way an individual interacts with others and the kind of relationships they form. It can also reflect their attitude towards relationships and their ability to connect with others. Career and professional life. The first house represents an individual's professional life and the type of work they are suited for. The placement of a planet in the first house can indicate the level of success and recognition an individual will attain their career. New beginnings and initiatives. The first house also governs new beginning and initiatives taken by an individual. The placement of a planet in the first house can reflect the level of courage and confidence an individual to possesses to initiate new projects and ventures. First house or the Pratham Bhav of the Vedic horoscope birth chart has many names in Sanskrit, but most commonly known names are Lagna or Tanu Bhav. However, the name of the Bhava in the birth chart, yearly chart, question chart are referred as Lagna for the sake of quick grasp and clarity. For example, Janam Lagna, ascendant at birth, Varsh Lagna, ascendant in the yearly chart, and Prashna Lagna, present ascendant in the question chart.